This is for all the idiots out there. Next time, don't go up against the guy who's obviously leaps and bounds ahead of you on an intellectual scale. This individual has clearly scored 150 plus IQ on a BuzzFeed test. Know your place. Hello Redditors of the internet, Noble Xenon here, and welcome to r/IAmVerySmart Part 9. Let's get started. This next one doesn't need a background in medicine. Their IQ allows them to know everything there is to know about the field of medicine. Y'all are extremely ignorant if you think the CDC is actually on your side. I don't need a background in medicine to do research. I have an IQ of over 140, which is in the top 1 percentile in the world. I probably have a deeper understanding of the way everything works than even some experts do. Well, with this I face the ultimate defeat. I have been thoroughly debunked. It literally doesn't matter because you couldn't refute any of my points, and I refuted the only two that you made. You point of view also contradicts Occam's razor. That spelling though. Did you mean Occam's razor? While mine doesn't. And it grandstands that you must be able to comprehend something beyond you comprehension. I made no assumptions. I have thoroughly debunked you. Have a good day, kid. Happy face. Them and their alt account are the only two that upvoted this. This next one just popped up in my Instagram out of nowhere. If you possess an IQ less than 130, your opinions regarding complex issues don't matter. You're simply not smart enough, nor fast enough, to come up with sound, coherent, and concise ideas prior to those more intelligent. An IQ of 130 puts you in the top 15th percentile. My IQ of approximately 142 puts me in the top 0.5th percentile. Or is it just 0.5 percentile? I've got 800 followers, making 4 of them or so likely to be more intelligent than me, and I'm friends with the only once I'm aware of who's about 160, just something to keep in mind. Not everyone is cut out for the dissection and discussion of complex topics. We go to O.J. Simpson's Twitter for this next one. Nice glutes, winky face. And the intellectual replies, I believe you were trying to be funny. In the future, to avoid making yourself look foolish, ascertain the spelling of elementary words like gloves, understanding that there's only an O. And someone else replies, I believe you were trying to be confidently intelligent. In the future, avoid making yourself look foolish. Ascertain the spelling of elementary words like one, understanding that there is an E at the end of one. See how you sound? You sound stupid. And that is what I like to call a murder by words. Though maybe not the best thing for me to say on OJ's Twitter. Now we have a guy who gets mad about someone saying no homo, or at least I think that's what he's trying to say. Who knows with these so-called intellectuals? He probably said no homo later. And the individual with a blessed cerebrum replies, although the concession most cisgender arguments make is that no homo allows men to express emotions they might previously have been uncomfortable emoting, the principle of disenfranchising an entire minority group extenuates the homophobia propagated dominantly by white heterosexual males. The implication to justify an emotional expression that suggests that being gay is objectionable and emotions can only be validated with the express clarification of their heteronormativity. The act of incorporating phrases such as no homo or that's so gay do not negate the socio-cultural stigma contingent with the marginalization of identifying gender minorities. In fact, if people continue to offhandedly punctuate their language with this brand of rhetoric, it will only further aggravate the divide. Now, there are real cases of homophobia out there, but this is just a joke. Sometimes you just gotta relax. And now we have a random non-scientist on LinkedIn claiming he's proven the Big Bang Theory wrong. Because this view contradicts the foundations of academia, I've learned that reaching out to university physics departments and science journalists is a dead end. I realize some proof of sanity should be demonstrated. I still think 1 + 1 = 2. Evolution happens by natural selection, and the Earth goes around the sun. Why yes, it does. I just don't think the Big Bang model is accurate, and I can pinpoint the error in the assumption stack of the physicists who do, after which groupthink took its course. Why was I able to figure this out? Well, I run a 3D company, which has opened up my visualization abilities. Also, I'm not tied to university grant money. I also grew up on the internet, and I dare say my physics knowledge is far broader than most hyper-specialist physicists who do not know the assumptions of their peers. I want to show the world a self-consistent model of the universe, an eternal universe that's one giant present. The big circus. The only big circus around here is you, buddy. For this next one, I like how he doesn't even answer the question. Wasn't the Earth one big ball of flowing lava for a long time? I'm not an astrophysicist or a geologist. I am a PhD archaeologist. In fact, the chairwoman of the Department of Anthropology at a major university in New York City will be stopping by our house today. I don't care about your question, my qualifications are far more important here. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you want to see more, subscribe and hit the little notification bell. This next one is just far too intelligent for the primitive concept of emotions. My biggest issue, but also my greatest asset. My biggest problem when it comes to dating is my mentality. I'm too logical, too smart, and too mentally put together to be brainwashed. There are aspects of life I will never agree with, because they make no sense on a scientific and logical perspective. Because of this, I am labeled a bunch of different things, and people tend to not like me. I'm not a sheep. And that's the worst thing you can be in society today. Being a black sheep that refuses to conform to delusions is the worst thing you can be. So you are a sheep? The one good thing about me as a friend is I will tell you the harsh reality no matter how painful it is. And I question everything. I never take anyone at their word, so it's harder to lose me as a friend because I'm not easily turned. Actually, people will turn on me before I turn on them. This makes it close to impossible to date me. I deal in facts, not feelings, and in today's world, nobody wants the truth, and nobody wants to accept the reality of things. Everyone wants to just live in a fantasy. I don't, and because of that, I am cut off from man. These people who think logic and emotion are opposites, don't they realize humans need both? Finally, I have found an intellectual female that is up to my level. Wow, finally, someone that is /sounds smarter than me. Can I date you? With smirking emojis at the beginning and end. Sapiosexuality strikes again. When my professors tell me, why don't you do a PhD and become a researcher because of my critical thinking and deep analytical skills, although I didn't yet completed my bachelor's? Undoubtedly, I really want to do PhD. Quitting my current degree as I want to research and analyze things deeply, initializing new theories and support them with statistical models, but unfortunately, it's not possible to do so at this stage, lol. And the pecking order replies, it sounds like maybe their professors are suggesting the PhD route after they graduate, you know, because it's a post-grad thing. But of course, the intellectual thinks they can do it right now. After all, the true intellectual has no need for such low-level diplomas like a bachelor's. For this next one, this guy smarts. Would you be so kind as to provide a TLDR, too long did not read, for the post? As the acronym implies, I did not read this post because of its length per se. The first sentence did not hook me in the slightest, and I found OP's writing style insipid. I almost used the word vapid, but I feel like it has become the scholarly equivalent of moist, with a frickin' footnote, like if they're writing a 10,000 word college essay to me. While it pops into my head from time to time as a word that can be used, I just never feel like there's a good enough reason to use it. And it's a word like sesame oil. Use just enough of it, and everything is fine. Use it once too much, and you always sound like a poser. And here comes the footnote, which is longer than the comment itself, by the way. Notes 1. Now you could argue that as a society we get a feeling of distaste for certain words or phrases, not necessarily because their use is regarded as etymologically, logically, or grammatically wrong, but simply because the word itself somehow feels unpleasant to use per se. This could be for a multitude of reasons. In the case of the word moist, you see, it could be because of its connotations to bodily fluids. That's another word I don't like. Maybe it is because we as a society are socialized to believe that word is disgusting, or maybe it's just the way it sounds. That said, I don't have much use for the word moist in my marketing job, but there are definitely other words I don't like. I'm not gonna mention them because I know people would try to use them against me, you see, but they exist, and thank goodness for that. For this next one, OP complains about color filters making cinema generic, and someone else asks, why does that make cinema awful? And the intellectual replies, dismissed for being too feeble compared to my intellectual superiority. There's nothing to gain from talking to such a simplistic person like yourself. My mind just exploded. I have pi memorized to 260 decimal places. This graph represents 3, yellow center, 3.1. First ring outside of yellow center, 3.14, second ring, 3.141, third ring, and so on. The final ring represents 3 with 99 decimal places, 3.14159266533897932238459238078164062803482534217067. Geez, that's a lot of numbers. Why did I read all that? I zoomed in and I'm able to verify that zeros show up in their correct rings. I haven't verified the other numerals 1 to 9, nor am I about to bust out a protractor and verify that the angle measurements of each arc of each circle are the correct number of degrees. Yet you did bust out 99 digits of pi. What I'm trying to say is that I cannot be counted on for such things, but you knew this about me. You knew I was damaged goods and that I would let you down at the drop of a hat when you met me. So don't go getting all surprised playing Miss Shocked Pikachu face now. Just save yourself, leave me, let me rot here with my unproven conjectures and my pocket full of unfulfilled dreams. My lord. For this next one, probably the smartest for solving a second grade level math problem. Look at this sound. When I was 6, my sister was half my age. Now I'm 70. 67. I'm like the youngest here, but I'm probably the smartest, lol. And no one like that. Although look at this sound. That doesn't make any sense unless I'm missing something. For this next one, a prank YouTuber takes the copy pasta route for no reason. A prank YouTuber thinks he's an intellectual. Hey. You declined a boxing match with me. Fair enough, you're not stupid. How about a chess match for $100,000? You're much smarter than me, so it should be easy money, right? Where'd you go to college again? You need to go to college to be smart. Reread my statement. Your reply is a logical fail. I would know because I scored a 174 on the LSAT, which got me into Northwestern Law after graduating with top honors from UC Berkeley. By the way, the LSAT is an exam in logic, destroyed by facts, logic, and pranks. This next one is yet to be born in 4021. The drive for peer approval ironically limits creative potential because it pushes for conformity rather than authenticity. And the reply? This is a severe problem for me. I believe I was born 2,000 years ahead of my time, and that my peers are yet to be born in year 4021. Tribalism saves you, and I'm still waiting for my tribe to show up for protection. Ah yes indeed, I'm so futuristic. For this next one, the education system just wasn't good enough for him. Did you skip elementary school science class? No, I did not. The education when I was going to school was beneath me. Anyway, I don't count technological assets when considering the food chain. What? For this next one, when a neighborly hedge dispute escalates, an observation occurred to me, and this seemed like the place to share it. Looking back on what happened to me in the witch hunt, I see a pattern of people, perhaps less articulate, jealous people, misusing electronic media to attack and undermine. I can't say it didn't happen in real time too, but electronic media with its aura of modernity and near complete absence of democratic structures and appeal procedures, built up over time, provided them/you with a sort of vehicle of choice. I was invited into swish-sounding round-the-clock electronic discussion rooms, only to be attacked and caught out by juniors, either with an inferior grasp of equalities, playing the equalities card in a cynical manner, or perhaps plain undermining equalities and using it as a hate tool in contradiction to its defining purpose. Arguably, the medium became the victim as much as the equalities and the human casualties, Tim Berners-Lee's resented and generous genius invention being transmuted into a medieval inquisitor's tool. This was a revolt of the uneducated against their resented and despised betters, along with the Luddite conversion of the very tools of potential mass liberation into tools of oppression. Unelected meeting chairs and inquisitors sprang up virtually everywhere, sidestepping the requirements of real-time election and appointment. and wielding their heady power with a greedy and frustrated vengeance, while in real time the old party within a party strategy with electronic knobs on facilitated the biggest and most nefarious witch hunt since the days of Cold War McCarthyism. How does it go from an argument on the internet to frickin' McCarthyism? Damn! Waiting for an update when they get a 30% on their first midterm. How do I balance an obsession with academia and having, quote, normal friends? I find it very hard to be attracted to, become friends with, or sometimes just hold conversations with people who aren't extremely intelligent. I guess in some sense you'd use the term sapiosexual, and it's ruining my life. I get called pretentious a lot, but really I just refuse to dumb myself down for people and I'm proud of my intelligence. I'm a first-gen uni student. I want to change before coming to uni since it makes me feel elitist or rude at times, and I feel like I'm cutting out a huge population of great people I can learn from, just because they don't seem intelligent enough when I first meet them. Advice? Future student. Well, at least they're looking for advice to change, even if they are bragging about their intelligence right now. Hoping for change in the future for this person. And for this last one, we may have found how to unfunny a joke. Barbecue timer, rare, 1 beer, medium, 3 beers, well done, 6-pack, pork ribs, 12-pack, pulled pork 30-pack, and brisket drunk as hell. And of course, the intellectual, the life of the party replies, as someone who's written a lot of documentation and standards in my life, this won't do. The first several levels are quantitative, and the last is qualitative, which, as you know, can appear anywhere along the quantitative scale based on many factors. Yeah, but who's thinking about that? Other than you, it's just a dumb joke about barbecue and beer. Anyway, I'd like to thank all of my patrons, especially Debunking, Bug, Benjamin, Spoonie the Rogue, Seth Southwell, Kettle and Cormendi, Henry F. Mickelson, Cole Pollock, and Bacon Cat. You can join in the link below, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. If you have something interesting to say, don't forget to comment. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. See you guys next time.